Check. Good. Hey, how's everybody doing today? My name is Renaud. I'm going to be performing later, but I think we're going to start getting speakers up here pretty soon. So if everybody wants to start moving this way, I'm going to do a song, and then we're going to get into the rest of it. So. Yeah. Like I said, my name is Renaud. I'm from here in Missoula, Montana. Very grateful to be here. Grateful to see all the faces out here. Yeah. Lately been counting my blessings. Don't do enough positive shit to be coming at you with a message. That's just hypocritical. Don't really put enough lines in a session. Need time and progression. A full-blown attack from my mind with aggression. That's my type of lesson. Ayy, rapping more just to help myself. At the core is my mental health. I mean, I have to pour into the things I love for the things I love to improve my wealth. Not just talking money, that don't do it for me. Don't go acting funny. I've been smashing dummy. Catch me slacking from me. Now the passion coming. I'm about to go and raise the shelf. I don't pay the studio, I do it on my own. I'm not going out as much, I'm usually in my home. Always got a running list, I keep it on my phone. But I'd rather write on paper, feel like that is where I grow. Got a bunch of habits that I'm always trying to break. Felt them in the grass, I hope I tussle with a snake. Did it on the muscle, now I'm eating better pay. I'm not living right if I don't do this every day. Fly sound what I'm about now. I stand, will never bow down. I plan to never pow pow and hear my words from the entire crowd. I know that I've got this. They know that I've got this. If we're being honest, the only one I'm not with is I ain't sold a thing except a motherfucking album. I ain't caught a case, probably better off without one. Get up out my face, we don't need to know the outcome. I ain't never gave them a reason to doubt, but you don't want me back in my bag, back in my bag. You, all of the talk about swag, me, I've been the man from the jump, man from the jump. You steady acting the jump, button it up, pass the torch. We don't really need to go back and forth, I'm on track of course. All hands on deck that I stack before. About to flip the switch on my reactor core, I need to stack some more. Leveling up, no settling, a better lesson man. When get up and run, and man, you doing something not being the best, so it's done. And using that as an excuse to keep it packing on love. Is that passion or what? You just passing the buck. When I be going stupid, I'm not actually dumb. I've been looking in the mirror at the man I become, and other pieces in the past that were making the cut. I will never be a less of me. That is not living successfully. I make everything a test for me. Y'all can rip me up this energy. Spit a bunch of bars about the money and the cars and all the clothes and all the other stuff I'm probably gonna get. I've been going harder every time I hit a beat. Niggas make me realize that I'm never gonna quit. I don't waste my time on other people's insecurities. I'm worried about the future and around me lit. Never shut my mouth that I'm saying. Say it loud and say it proud because I'm relying on myself to make it big. Gaining weight on my paper chase. Like the bottle, better buy the case. I have been seeing better days. I know I'll still see even better days. Still the man coming from my mouth. You ain't with it, better shut it down. Make the music cause I love the sound. You ain't swimming, you're gonna drown. I ain't sold a thing except the album. I ain't caught a taste, probably better off without one. Get up out my face, we don't need to know the outcome. I ain't never gave them a reason to doubt, but you don't want me back in my bag, back in my bag. You, all of the talk about swag, me, I've been a man from the jump, man from the jump. You steady acting the jump, but ended up still here. Same shit till my brain stopped with my veins ripped. Never changed up, what I'm saying is the secret to my amazingness. Came with strange lessons, I'm higher than a plane is. But I stay grounded, my claim is that I'm too fly. Dangerous when I say I'm gonna catch your body, I'm better than everybody. You just cutting me out, you know that I'm fucking dope. The syllables never sloppy, the skills, you definitely I keep tuning into the signals that they really don't want the smoke. Ice cold is my eyesight, this words are that light. Don't move as a sly guy, works best in a bright light. Not a killer, I'm a killer, but spitting doper and iller. Every time that I deliver, works for better than the last. All the proof that I'm chasing, all the truth that I'm shaking. Better bet I never moved without my foot on the gas. Went from athlete to making rap straight to chasing dreams to my paper stack. Spend it somewhere, I'ma make it back. If it multiplies, I'm okay with that. One day it's gonna fade to black, and when the curtains close, they won't change the act. They won't ever say that the man was whack, and I plan to make that a fucking fact. I ain't caught a case, probably better off without one. Get up out my face, we don't need to know the outcome. I ain't sold a thing except the album. I ain't caught a case, probably better off without one. Get up out my face, we don't need to know the outcome. I ain't ever gave them a reason to doubt, but you don't want me back in my bag, back in my bag. You, all of the talk about swag, me, I've been the man from the jump, man from the jump. chunk, button it up. Thank you. All right, I think we have some speakers coming up.
Greetings and good afternoon, fellow Grizzlies! Awesome, real quick, let's all move more towards the stage just a little bit, get comfy, make some new friends. Yeah, perfect. Hello everyone, my name is Mint, pronouns he/they, and I, like some of you, am currently a student at the University of Montana. I feel so incredibly honored that I'm able to be in such an awesome community that fights for our unalienable right for freedom, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Before we begin, it is critically important that we acknowledge the land we are standing on today. The rally is being held on the lands that the Salish and Kalispé peoples have continuously inhabited since time immemorial. Many other diverse tribes frequented the area, united by their deep connection to and reverence for the natural landscape. The rally organizers seek not just to acknowledge the existence of Native peoples, but also to directly prioritize and support the organizational and legislative efforts of Native peoples. We commit to identifying and dismantling the systems of colonization that continue to displace and harm indigenous communities. I live for and love our town and campus community. I originally went to school and graduated in 2021 from Townsend, Montana, with a population of 1,700 and a graduating class of around 40 students. While I was nervous at first being in such a larger city compared to my small town, I've come to love Missoula and our wonderful university. However, I'm here today because of the things affecting student life that can't be ignored, which, in turn, ripples outward and affects our lives as a whole. The University of Montana and our Missoula community is under attack. Our Montana state legislators and the United States administration are tampering with and trying to dismantle our education and our livelihoods. These include the elimination of what our administration wrongly labels as DEI, the cuts to our financial aid and research, the silencing of our students' free speech and First Amendment rights, and the already devastating impacts of climate change affecting people across the world. No matter who you are, what you believe, or where you come from, these draconian laws, crackdowns, and budget cuts will alter and change our way of living for the worse, one way or another. Personally, I don't see these issues as Republican versus Democrat. I see these issues as what's right versus what's wrong. Out-of-touch lawmakers sit behind their desks and write these laws and budget cuts they know won't hurt them. They fill their pockets in trust funds, trying to sell off our public lands and taking money away from life-saving research. They smirk while we suffer under the world they're trying to create as they pass massive tax cuts for billionaires who already have more than they can ever spend. I say we've had enough. It's high time to show why they don't mess with us Grizzlies here at the University of Montana. I want to give a great big thanks to Stand Up Fight Back, Missoula Resists, Indivisible Missoula, and MT for Palestine for organizing today's event. I also want to thank every single organization that is tabling or showing up for this event. You guys absolutely rock, and we wouldn't be as strong as we are without your voices and support. It is my pleasure to introduce Cyrus, the founder of Stand Up Fight Back, to speak a bit about why this event is so important.
Thank you, Mint. Hello, everyone! My name is Cyrus Gertz, and I am the president of Stand Up Fight Back, and a core member of the Missoula Coalition that came together to organize this event today. I started Stand Up Fight Back the night after the election, with a vision for a group that didn't only do rallies like this one, but that did work for the community too. We work with the unhoused community with the Care Package Project. And we have big plans to start self-defense training that benefits the teachers union. And we hope to do so much more with your help. I wanted to bring the punk spirit I've seen growing up internationally to Missoula politics and bring young leftists into the fold with folks who have been fighting longer than we've been alive. That's why Stand Up Fight Back is so proud to be in coalition with Indivisible, Missoula Resists, and now Montanans for Palestine. I don't want to take up too much of the time today, but I have a few more things to say about this event. Firstly, you may notice that we have changed locations due to recent events. I would like to hold a moment of silence for all victims of gun violence in the United States and abroad. During this time, I want each of us to think about how to demand common sense gun reform in this country, as well as the end to genocides and wars abroad. We all deserve to be safe from gun violence in our lives. This is a moment of silence. Thank you. Now, I want to say that this rally is varied in its topics by design. We no longer have the ability to focus on only one issue or another, as this regime continues to throw crisis after crisis our way. No, now is the time to stand together. Students, neighbors, Missoulians, and fight for each other. This rally is at the university to call on the administration to be a part of the fight and a part of the solution. If the University of Montana is not directly opposed to fascist policies coming from national and local bad actors, it is allowing them. This is our university. Many of us here have paid a pretty penny to be here. So we will not stand idly by when there is a lack of transparency, slashing of our programs, policies halting research, or any other buckling under the Trump regime. We must make our campus a beacon in the storm. And thank you to everyone who is not a student for coming out today and joining the fight. We need you. We will have folks talk about various issues facing us, from climate change to freeing Palestine to financial aid. Importantly, those conversations will all include what we can really do to be a part of the solution. When we are not taken care of at the university, county, state, national, or global level, we must take care of each other. So, beyond this rally, what will you do to build your community? We are very lucky to have amazing tables who will help guide the way to answer that question. So, enjoy the music, enjoy the speakers, and you will hear my voice again. When I say Grizzlies, you say fight back. Grizzlies! Fight back! Grizzlies! Fight back! Thank you.
Thank you, Cyrus, for your wonderful opening speech. We are Grizzlies Fight Back. We have gathered here today because we aren't going to sit around while our administration tries to strip away our futures, muzzle our voices, and dismantle our communities. Our campus is and should be a center of protest and civil action. Our culture and our way of living isn't up to rich oligarchs who badmouth our vibrant community. It's up to us. We like to get loud and rowdy at our football games, and we sure are going to get loud and rowdy for the future of our country. Today, we have some wonderful speakers discussing the issues affecting our campus, our nation, and how we can effectively channel our energies toward resisting the current administration and strengthening our amazing community. We wouldn't be here without this amazing, beautiful, and historic campus. However, with these budget cuts to our higher education, our university and our futures as students are in critical jeopardy. It is my honor to introduce Max Grimsman to explain how this affects all of us and what we can do to help.
Thank you, Cyrus. Thank you to everyone for being here today on this beautiful fall Sunday. My name is Max. I'm 25. I'm a junior here, and university has always been a part of my life, with my mom getting her undergrad and master's degrees in business administration here. She raised me as a single mom, working hard to make a better life for us after we immigrated from Germany. For 20 years, we worked to secure our citizenship, and along the way, we became members of this community. She showed me what it means to follow the Montana way. To me, that means creating community, building a more sustainable future, and being active participants in our democracy. We share these values as a community, or as President Bodner puts it, a Grizz family. That family is being challenged now by policies at the federal and state level. The last 8 months have brought billions of dollars in federal funding cuts, attacks on our marginalized colleagues, restrictions in our speech, and an overall erosion of our beloved academic institutions. Since Trump came into office, his administration has tested the boundaries of executive power to the point of fascist dictatorship. In our community, foreign exchange and migrant students have had their visas revoked, the Mansfield Center has lost millions of dollars, and our trans and queer colleagues have had to defend themselves from absurd attacks on their identity in the form of bathroom bills and gender definition statutes. This university needs to stand up for its values, the ones written in our mission statement. It says, quote, "At the University of Montana, our mission is simple. Our mission is inclusive prosperity, to provide a flagship education that's as all-encompassing and awe-inspiring as the Treasure State itself. To be the university that's both accessible and accountable, respected around the world, resourceful in our stewardship of the land that sustains us, and responsive here at home to all of Montana's communities and indigenous cultures. We integrate the liberal arts and sciences into undergraduate, graduate, and professional studies to shape global citizens who are creative and agile learners, committed to expanding the boundaries of knowledge and to building and sustaining diverse communities," end quote. President Bodner, in April of this year, following weeks of no communication coming from your office, I, like many of my classmates, saw what was happening to our colleagues around the country and wanted to know what you were doing about it. After discussing the issues at length with your Director of Communications, here were my conclusions. The total funding loss at the time of our meeting had amounted to $45 million. But you were fighting against a conservative Board of Regents, legislature, congressional delegation, and governor. Your Director of Communications called you a progressive behind closed doors. What does that really mean? Does it mean fighting for our free speech, academic freedoms, preserving our rights? Or does it mean preemptive compliance to a fascist? How are we to believe in your progressive values when you are silent while our marginalized colleagues are attacked? How are we supposed to be proud in the research that is conducted here when the first thing visitors to the website see is the economic impact of our football team? How am I to believe in our mission to creating and sustaining diverse communities when those communities are being erased? How are women on campus supposed to feel safe when resources like the Student Advocacy and Gender Equity Resource Centers lose funding, and employees. President Bodnar, please do something. Our purpose at UM is to explore the boundaries of human knowledge, not submit to the boundaries of executive power. This university is made of professors, students, staff, community. It is not a donor tax write-off. We need transparency and consistency from your administration to effectively fight against the existential threat that is the Trump administration. We need you to inform us about what is happening and work with us to ensure the future success of the next generation of nurses, teachers, foresters, conservationists, athletes, scholars, and activists. Be brave and stand behind your progressive politics. We will welcome them. If you can't, then step down for someone who will. The University of Montana is the conduit to our civic participation, and we need you to secure its safety. For everyone here, please remember, we are the community, we are the university. We are not an apolitical, submissive degree mill. We cannot afford to stop showing up, asking difficult questions, and fighting for each other. Thank you.
Thank you, Max, for sharing what these budget cuts mean for our university and what we can do to help. Many of my friends, and thousands of others have dreams and aspirations with the university and higher education, and we would just be miserable if our futures were stripped away. Alongside these budget cuts, our administration has also been cracking down on diversity, equity, and inclusion and DEI initiatives. It is my honor to introduce Lizzie to help give a personal testimony and explain how DEI is still important to this day.
My name is Lizzie Millslow. I'm a second-year student here at UM, and I've lived in Missoula my entire life. All this time, racism has remained rampant. Montana has a 0.6% black population, so I have constantly struggled to find community. Through my public education, I was called racial slurs by students and even staff. I was bullied and threatened with physical violence with no repercussions for the people who perpetrated these acts of violence. I've never once felt truly safe in the city that is my home. This isn't to create a sob story, but to bring you all into my world and help you see my perspective. When I enrolled in the University of Montana, I knew that being a part of the Black Student Union was a non-negotiable. Having an existent community, no matter the size, is something that is necessary for survival for anyone, and for me, that means fostering that space through the Black Student Union. The narrative that has been slapped onto DEI, or diversity, equity, and inclusion, affects everyone: women, veterans, those with disabilities, and the BIPOC community as a whole. I'll also explain for people who don't know, BIPOC stands for Black, Indigenous, and People of Color. I know I'm not alone in my fears for the integrity of my education. Departments and programs are threatened with censorship. People of marginalized identities are facing increasing threats, and it's becoming controversial or even criminalized at times to speak up for people's rights. For cultural and other identity-based affinity groups like the Black Student Union, there's a constant fear of maintaining approval and sponsorship from the UM, depending on governmental policy change and what is targeted, and if we will be able to justify ourselves to a government inherently against our existence. This is not some new issue, though. BIPOC people have always been marginalized in our society, even after the implementation of DEI policies. The defining factor in these times is that it is now affecting everybody. I'll bring us all back to 1967, the year that the Black Student Union was founded. One of the founders, Dee Daniels, was one of the Black students admitted to the University of Montana. She and her friends were bombarded with racism. They had the N-word screamed at them out of car windows and faced housing discrimination. There weren't any protections in place for them. They wanted an African American Studies program at UM, so the Black students unionized, creating one of the first BSUs in the nation. They organized, yes. They organized the community to make the program a reality. They rallied for housing for Black students. This is the work that has been put in and maintained for years, despite the remaining cultures of racism and other forms of bigotry. I know everyone here is well-intentioned and wants to work for change, so I'm going to do the uncomfortable thing and call everyone in to reflect. People's hearts are in the right places, but there's inherently a lack of awareness when it comes to issues that don't affect us personally. For many, this is a newer fight. Maybe it began with Trump's re-election, or the overturning of Roe, or maybe the death of George Floyd. An important part of advocacy is being uncomfortable so we can learn and grow to be better allies. Process internal biases, which we all have, and become better people as a whole. For those with privilege, being uncomfortable is a choice. I've recently had to evade a group of white men who yelled racial slurs at me. I mentioned how at school and summer camps I was called the N-word, but people have continued to say egregious and disgusting things to me in college. Like Dee, the N-word has been the sound of passing cars since I was young. My mother faced the same issues as I, and these are the reasons the BSU was founded. Use this as a reminder that these issues aren't new, though they may be new to many of you. Draw upon the work that has been done for decades and use your power and privilege to make a change. I'll highlight once more that the risks included in being outspoken are optional for most of you, but for some community members, our university and broader community, our existence is already too loud for the majority. Pay attention to policy. Call and write to your congressional representatives and locally to our city council members, school board members. Extend this to the UM community and write to the president and board of regents. Keep coming to demonstrations and keep our values in the public eye. Don't be afraid to be loud, seen as radical and powerful. Speak up. For every community on campus and beyond, stand in solidarity. We can never let censorship stop us from speaking on what matters. Speak up for those who are targeted in the DEI battle. Speak up for immigrants. Speak up for the victims of genocide in Palestine. Speak up for those whose voices are trampled. When you feel powerless, lean on community. Remember that collective action is where our power lies. Thank you all.
Thank you, Lizzie, for sharing the importance of DEI in our communities. I always remember and acknowledge that DEI is for everyone. It doesn't put unqualified people into higher positions or take jobs away from anyone. Instead, it's what makes our community safer, for people with disabilities, for our struggling veterans, and it helps anyone and everyone who ever needs a helping hand, no matter who they are or where they come from. Right now, more than ever, some people need a helping hand. Across the globe from our home, all the way to the Middle East, the people of Palestine need our help now more than ever. It is my honor to introduce Storm Williamson to talk about Palestine.
Hi y'all, thanks for showing up today. I'm Storm. I'm a sophomore at UM and I'm here with Montana for Palestine. When I first joined MT4P in November 2023, I never imagined I would still be here protesting the same ongoing genocide 2 years later. About 3 weeks from today will mark exactly 2 years since the genocide in Gaza began. In this 2-year period, Israel has damaged 94% of Gaza's hospitals, killed 249 journalists reporting its war crimes, murdered at least 17,000 children, and created a level 5 famine by refusing to allow aid into the Gaza Strip. While the vast majority of the world has condemned these atrocities, both Democrats and Republicans in office have supported it because of the financial incentive to do so. Millions of American citizens, like us, on the other hand, have been attending protests, raising money for families in Gaza, and boycotting the companies complicit in this genocide despite the risk. Across the country, college students have been arrested and kicked off campus for protesting, and for which is a blatant violation of the First Amendment right. But this does not change the fact that we're aiding Israel with our tax dollars. According to the U.S. Campaign for Palestinian Rights, Montana alone has sent $45,901,844 to fund the Israeli military in the past year. Our tax dollars are actively contributing not only to the genocide in Gaza, but also the illegal seizure of Palestinian land in the West Bank, the detentions of thousands of innocent Palestinians who often spend years in jails with no trial, and attacks on other countries. In just the past week, Israel has carried out bombings in Lebanon, Syria, Qatar, and Yemen, as well as striking a flotilla off the coast of Tunisia carrying activists who have been trying to get aid, such as food and medical supplies, into Gaza by boat. As Americans, we have the duty to stand up to our government, for the sake of every single person harmed by Israel's brutality, and for the sake of Americans in this country who deserve to have their tax money spent on them instead of bombing and starving people all the way across the world. By joining Students for Palestine, or Montana for Palestine, right over there at the table, y'all can sign up. You have the power to join us in advocating for a ceasefire in Gaza by cutting off U.S. aid to Israel, and for Palestinian land colonized by Israel to belong to Palestinians once more. Thank you so much for showing up. When I say free, y'all say Palestine. Free! Palestine! Free! Palestine!
Thank you, Storm, for sharing about what's happening in Palestine. My heart goes out to every Palestinian across the globe who's been affected one way or another. Trump's administration keeps threatening to imprison those who speak out and tries to silence our voices by slashing federal funds to universities that allow us to practice our First Amendment rights. But we will not be silenced by these threats. This isn't just an international conflict. This is a humanitarian crisis. As time moves on, though, another crisis casts a shadow on everything else we do. Climate change is here now, and it is rapidly accelerating. We've already seen some of its ugliness with record-breaking temperatures, horrifying forest fires, devastating floods, and the destruction of our life-sustaining ecosystems across the planet. It is my honor to introduce Maddie Greb to talk about what we can do to fight climate change.
Whether you came here today because you are a Grizz, you were a Grizz, or you know a Grizz, thank you for showing up and standing with us. Thank you to the speakers who came before me, and thank you, Missoula Resists, for inviting me to speak as a youth climate activist. I am here because the generations before me have said, the youth are our future. Well, now is our time, and it has been for a while. The courts heard the Held v. Montana case last December. Montana ruled in favor of the 16 youth plaintiffs who sued the state for violating our constitutional right to a clean and healthful environment. That ruling was a landmark moment, but it didn't end there. Now we are stepping into another historic moment. Today, we prepare to support the Lighthizer v. Trump case. 22 youth plaintiffs are suing the federal administration and pushing back against executive orders that would unleash fossil fuels and increase climate pollution. For the first time, a federal court will hear the testimony in a youth climate case. This is history in the making, and it's happening right here in Missoula. So I want you all to take out your phones because I want you to write this down. Rally for our youth on September 16th at 8:15 a.m. at the U.S. District Courthouse, 201 East Broadway. Attend the second rally on September 17th. Same time, same place. Bring this momentum to the front lines. Let the judges see that we youth are not alone. up in court is just one part of the fight. We are not finished there. Not when our governor vetoes bills, bipartisan bills, and posts reels mocking the very people that serve our state. Bills that were created by Republicans and Democrats together. Not when our senators make backdoor deals that threaten our public lands, lands that belong to all Montanans, not just the highest bidder. And not when our constitutional rights are sacrificed again and again to put profit over people. Our very own Northwestern Energy wants us to believe that without them, we have no power. But what they don't understand is that our power doesn't come from the grid that they aim to control. Our power comes from our roots, from the ground up. We are grassroots organizers with our feet firmly planted in what is right. And as we fight for our climate, we must also fight for our voices. Let me be clear, students have a fundamental right to protest. Our rights do not stop at campus boundaries. Hold the University of Montana accountable. I am incredibly fortunate to lead UM's Climate Response Club. Over 100 students at UM are climate activists in our community, driving changes that benefit everyone. We are incredibly fortunate to be a part of a community that actively encourages action and fosters connection. This September 27th, we will come together to honor National Public Lands Day and the start of Missoula's Climate Solutions Week. Join us at 10 a.m. on September 27th in Karas Park for Climate Fest. Meet the passionate individuals behind movements that empower us and drive meaningful change. Let's commit ourselves to tangible actions. It is our duty to hold ourselves accountable and support those who tirelessly fight for our future and our planet. Act now. Waiting until tomorrow is too late. Stay informed. It is as simple as subscribing to a newsletter or signing a petition. To all my fellow Grizz, no matter your role in this journey, I am here to say that I will not stop. I will keep the pressure on because our voices are powerful. It's how we honor the legacy of those who came before us, and it's how we protect those that come after us. We are not powerless, we are not voiceless, and we are not waiting for permission. We are the movement. We are the momentum, and we are always moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Maddie Greb. Our planet is our home. What's more, it's the only home we have. We have to take serious measures to make sure our home is safe for everyone, to prevent the ever-worsening natural disasters and the destruction of our species. The clock is ticking, and it's time we do our part to keep our home habitable. With all that said, I would like to thank all of our speakers today and the people who made this event possible. We couldn't have done it without your help. Everything our speakers had to share today affects every single one of us. No matter who you are, it's important we step up and we Grizzlies fight back. It's time we march to show our fighting spirit. Real quick, a rundown of how we are going to march. So, we will be marching until we reach the University Center. At the University Center, we will be taking a left to the oval, and then we will be doing a full circle around the oval until we stop again at Main Hall. At Main Hall, we'll walk through the Mansfield Mall, which is between the library and the University Center, and then we will march back right here. I will now bring to the stage Cyrus to introduce some chants to go along with our march.
I told y'all you'd hear my voice again. Okay, Okay, so we are going to march and then we're going to come back and we're going to listen to some awesome music. But for the march, here are some chants. The go-to stand up fight back chant, which is when blank is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. Now that one, I want the most involvement, the most inclusion. I want you guys to be telling us, what are we fighting for? What is under attack? So for example, when free speech is under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. When our students are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. When Palestinians are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. Thank you. Next. Protect our learning, protect our rights. Come on, admin, join the fight. That one will be split between the half of you, okay? Based on where you are right now. If you are on the left, my left, okay, if you guys are on your right, from the center line of Meredith, wave your hand. You guys will be saying, protect our learning, protect our rights. Protect our learning, protect our rights. Everybody else, you will be saying, come on, admin, join the fight. Come on, admin, join the fight. Protect our learning, protect our rights. Come on, admin, join the fight. Protect our learning, protect our rights. Come on, admin, join the fight. Awesome, 2 more, we can do it. U of M, do what's right, find your voices, join the fight. That one we are doing all together. U of M, do what's right, find your voices, join the fight. U of M, do what's right, find your voices, join the fight. Last one. Grizzlies! I say Grizzlies, you say fight back. Grizzlies? Fight back! Grizzlies! Fight back! Grizzlies! Fight back! Okay, are we ready for this? Oh, one more thing. When we get back and we listen to the bands, this banner will be laid flat and there will be a Sharpie or a few Sharpies. I want everybody, if you can, find the time to write something that matters to you, an issue that matters to you on this banner so that it can truly be all of ours. Thank you.
Before we march, I just want to say a final closing statement. It has been so wonderful to spend this afternoon with everyone here today. The energy is palpable, and this is what I like seeing out of my beautiful community. I say we take this energy, our desire for change, the fire in our hearts, and the fight for our freedoms to help build an even stronger Missoula community. I want you all to look around at each other. Say hi to someone you don't know. Talk a bit about where you came from and what brings you here. Make some new friends. Then connect with the wonderful organizations tabling at this event. As we wrap up, please pull out your phone to record 2 upcoming events. Join Missoula Resists, Soft Landing, and Partners for Party with a Purpose on Tuesday at 5:30. Also go to Indivisible and Missoula Resists tables to vote for the rally time on October 18th. Feel free to write an issue you care about on our banner by the stage, and then find ways to get involved where you can. Donate what you are able to of your time and resources to help one another out. Gathering here today to show how many people are sick of our administration is incredible, and I am so glad everyone is here. Now imagine what we could accomplish if all of us went out and helped our community one way or another. Our power as people would increase tenfold, and we'd become unstoppable. Let's show this administration that we are Grizzlies, and we don't only fight back, we help each other out. All right, let's begin the march, everyone!
Fight back! 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 Fight back!
I'm at the end. I didn't see this. What bridge do you cross?